Good morning, boys and girls. I'm going to give you guys a quick example of using the skill that we're learning about today called going back to reread to keep your track of your thoughts as you're reading. So, one of the things you always want to do is have post-it notes when you're reading, because then you could jot little tiny things down on there and you can post them on in case you forget, especially if you're reading a chapter book or something like that. So, when we're reading, a lot of times we get distracted. Look, I'm in my classroom right here, and there I could be looking outside. Maybe I have a lot of things on my mind. I have a test tomorrow. Maybe my brother or sister is being loud and I can't concentrate. So this is a skill that's really important to keep on track while you're reading. So I'm going to give you an example right now. I'm not going to read this whole book, but I'm just going to read a couple pages and show you how you might get distracted and how you can go back and reread it. All right. Camellia Cream loved lima beans, but she never ate them. All of her friends hated lima beans, and she wanted to fit in. Camellia was always worried about what other people thought of her. Lima beans. That reminds me, lima beans. I remember when I tried lima beans once, and I didn't like them either. Oh wait, what was I read? Oh wait, let me. I have to go back and reread that because I I lost track. So now I'm going to go back and reread that part. Camellia Cream loved lima beans, but she never ate them. All of her friends hated lima beans, and she wanted to fit in. Camellia was always worried about what other people thought of her. Today she was fretting even more than usual. It was the first day of school, and she couldn't decide what to wear. There were so many people to impress. She tried on 42 outfits, but none seemed quite right. She put on a pretty red dress and looked in the mirror. Then she screamed. Her mother ran into the room and she screamed too. Oh my heavens, you're completely covered with stripes. All right, I'm going to write on my post it notes real quick that doesn't like Camellia, does not like lima beans. She looked in mirror and was covered with stripes. All right, so I'm going to take my post-it right here, and I'm going to slap it on this page, okay? So right now, if I lose track again, I can always go back to that post-it and remember what's going on in the story. And remember, we've talked about this before, when you write things down, it's another way of getting into your head, okay? Because it's like it's going up your brain, up to your brain, through your arm, and right in there, okay? So I'm going to keep going. This was certainly true. Camellia was striped from head to toe. She looked like a rainbow. Mrs. Cream felt Camelia's forehead. Do you feel all right? She asked. I feel fine, Camellia answered. But just look at me. You get back in bed this instant, her mother ordered. You're not going to school today. Camellia was relieved. She didn't want to miss the first day of school, but she was afraid of what other kids would say. She had no idea what to wear with those crazy stripes. Picture of the stripes. Afternoon, Dr. Bumble came to examine Camellia. Most extraordinary. I've never seen anything like it. Are you having coughing, sneezing, runny nose, chills, hot flashes, dizziness, shortness of breath, uncontrolled twitching? Oh, wow. That reminds me of a time I got sick. I had a really bad cold and wow. I'm sorry. What was I reading again? Oh, see, even Mr. Schwally gets distracted. Oh my goodness. So wait, what was I totally lost track of my thoughts. I'm going to go back and I am going to check what was going on in the story because I got distracted and I lost track. So I'm going back and I'm checking my post-it note And it says, Camellia does not like lima beans. She looked in the mirror and was covered with stripes. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. The doctor is checking her to see if she's sick, and because she was covered with these stripes over here. Okay, good, good. Well then, Dr. Bumble said, turning to Mrs. Cream, I don't see any reason why she shouldn't go to school tomorrow. Here's some ointment that should help clear up those stripes in a few days. If it doesn't, you know where to reach me. And off he went. All right, I'm just going to go, doctor checked, and gave ointment. Gave medicine ointment. Yep. Okay. I'm taking that Post-it, putting it right here. All right. Now I'm going to the next page. The next day was a disaster. Everyone at school laughed at her, laughed at Camellia. They called her Camellia Crayon, Night of the Living Lollipop. She tried her best to act as if everything was normal, but when the class said the Pledge of Allegiance, her stripes turned red, white, and blue. Oh, yeah. Remember this morning we were doing the Pledge of Allegiance? And yeah, I lost track. What was I reading again? Oh, see. Now I'm exaggerating a little bit, but if I lost track, I could go. I have 2 pages of quick little Post-it notes that will help me remember what happened. So when you read, it's always a good, if you're doing a chapter book, depending on how long it is, every few pages, maybe every page, if depending on the book, write a little note that will just help you remember. And then when you see those Post-its, it'll help you keep track of it. And then even when we start doing summaries and things like that, it'll make it all come together. All right, boys and girls. Let's use what we learned today about using Post-its and keeping track of our thoughts, so we don't so we keep focus. All right, because all of us might lose focus sometime. All right, good job.